I really enjoy it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Andre's the pop culture guy. That's exactly what I was about to go to. So, hey, folks, welcome to the MCU's Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. The MCU's Bleeding Edge report, 11/18/2024, Monday. I'm glad you mentioned that, Andre's the pop culture guy, special guest co-host. What did you think of Dune Prophecy? Taking into consideration that this is a first episode for us, and in all honesty, first episodes are tough. Because you're just getting used to the characters and all that. It's totally new, and it's an HBO series on top of that. So what'd you think? I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. This did a very good thing of introducing us to this universe, this part of the universe we haven't heard of yet. It did everything right, like giving us a good, clear confirmation about the timeline we're in. That was good. Production, performance is all really awesome as any HBO show, so I really like it. And it feels like part of the Dune universe that we've seen with the first two parts. So I really enjoy it. I am very excited to talk about this show. Um, yeah, I was very concerned, but then up to the end, I was like, oh, okay, this show is for me, and that's good.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What do you think, Cyber? Do you have any initial thoughts?
Right out the gate, fantastic beginning to the series. Once again, high quality production level, movie level. This thing, HBO Max, once again pushing it to the limits, giving us that theater quality product. And right out the gate, I was like, "Holy shit! It looks amazing." So yeah, hands down, very solid first episode that really maybe start to think about Dune in a whole and wanting to learn more about the Dune universe. So I think it's a really solid start.
Okay. So yeah, I like it. I think it's as usual, it's HBO, so it's mega super highly produced and all that, and I think it does a good job of depicting a similar sort of look to the Danny Villeneuve stuff a little bit. I think they've kept some continuity there. Really great use of a time lapse, a la House of the Dragon. Really great use of the 30-year time jump right off the bat in the beginning of the episode. Some shows, do that. Will try to do stuff like that, and it works okay, or it falls flat or whatever. I thought this was really seamless and like really well done. This introductory period they started off with, where they sort of gave us like a little bit of a breakdown of kind of where we're at currently, right, in this time period. I thought it was really well done. Mother Superior Raquella dies, envisioning a burning body. Young Valia Harkonnen uses the voice to force her rival Dorothea to kill herself, rather than allow Dorothea to destroy the Sisterhood's breeding program as something impure. So I'll stop there because that's right there is when they have the 30-year time jump. Cyber, what did you think of that introduction and that brief shot they gave us of the war between the thinking machines and the humans?
Really solid opening. Absolutely loved it. The beginning sequence there with the thinking machines and that war was fucking fantastic. I was like, holy shit, that is some quality ass CGI. I was blown away by how it looked. It looked so freaking fantastic. And that pulled me right in right away. Anything with machines fighting humans is fantastic. And that just like really reeled me in. I thought it was so well choreographed. I thought it was a really well executed, even though it was a really short, small portion of that intro. It still was so well done, and production quality wise, 1,000% amazing. And I was just like pulled into it right off the get-go with that little sequence. And, basically that beginning there section giving you kind of idea of kind of the sisterhood was really interesting, I thought, giving you an idea of kind of where the main character of Dune Prophecy is really kind of be coming from, her already killing people off to get the position she wants. I thought that was a great way to start it off, and giving you kind of an idea of kind of how they think and their thought process, how they think they're like pretty much better than everyone, and that they're superior in all things and stuff like that. And because they do possess these abilities, basically they kind of give that, kind of that almost snooty, snobby like feeling off. So I thought it was a really solid start, giving us that introduction into the sisterhood and leading us into the next portion we'll get to. But I mean, how she used that voice thing, I was like, what the hell? I'm like, that is fucking cool. I mean, I'm like, I wish I had that ability. That'd be freaking awesome. People get you pissed off and you just like, yeah, yes, just like voice something real quick, and like almost like what's his name from the Inhumans from Marvel, Captain Thunderbolt or whatever his name is. Black Bolt, thank you. Almost like him, where he could use his voice to just, disintegrate somebody. So it was almost made me think like that. So I was like, that was freaking cool. And I thought the actress that played the younger version of Emily Watson's character, I thought, Emma, yeah, Emily, I was right. Emily Watson's character that we'll get into, I thought she did a really good job. Really started off really solid, giving us a strong conviction of who that character is and kind of how she, becomes the, kind of the leader of the sisterhood. So I thought she did a really good job too. So overall, really fantastic beginning into this first episode.
Okay, Andre, the pop culture guy.
No, I agree with Saber here. I think the beginning was really awesome. I think this was a better handle of like jumping the timeline than House of the Dragon, because the way they did it was like they were trying to spend time with the younger cast in a couple episodes, which I'm fine with. But I mean, first off, they didn't like show you, how many years. Like it was always in dialogue, which was kind of confusing. Here, like just throw 19 years or 1,000 years, whatever, in your front screen. Say that and say that is this before Paul, whoever, legacy character from the Doom series is before their birth. And so I appreciate that about the beginning, that they were very clear on what kind of timeline he's here. And yeah, I feel like the young cast we see here that is going to play, we're going to see later on the older cast, they definitely felt like a spinning image. I felt the actress, the main sisterhood person that we're going to follow, it was a spinning image from that actress, that's Emily Watson. um but yeah, I thought the beginning was really like just very moody. It felt like what we saw from the previous films. I was shocked that that one sister like literally forced one of her own to like slash her blade, like cut her throat out to like keep the prophecy going. Like this agenda that this sisterhood have, like really got me hooked a little bit. I was like, okay, I like this. And so far the special effects really awesome. Like everything just feels so consistent from the previous films I'd saved for previously. And the music, I like the music here. If it, it's not Hans Zimmer like, but like I like how unique and distinct this show is, and it feels right for this show. But yeah, I really enjoyed this beginning. It just got everything right for us to know what we're gonna have for this pilot.
Yeah, most definitely. I like the music too. I thought it was cool. I like the whispering that they played sometimes when they were showing the sister characters. They played whispering in the background. I noticed. I thought it was pretty cool. But so 30 years later, Valia is Mother Superior, and is near to placing a sister on the imperial throne. Princess Inez, or Ines or whatever, Emperor Javico Carino's daughter, Valia has orchestrated a match between Inez and 9-year-old Pruitt Riches, which will both stabilize the imperial bloodline for generations and give her years to train Inez as an acolyte sister. Empress Natalia sees Valia's motives and opposes the match, but Javico requires Riches' ships to maintain control of Arrakis, only source of the all-important spice. So, I'll stop there. I'm just a pop culture guy. What are your thoughts on that segment of the episode after the 30-year time jump?
So, I mean, first up, it was very important to see what this character that took over from the previous mother superior, and you see how she's running this kind of like I guess school for these sisterhood, because we didn't know too much about the sisterhood in the two films. Like we get that they're like advisors slash like kind of the leaders of this like galaxy empire of these multiple houses. And here I really appreciate that we saw more of this like this regime, like they take on the multiple houses of or princesses, right? And like if they have the I guess the abilities to like influence the superiors of the houses and like guide them to where the system wants to take them, right? And so I thought all that was very clear, and it was good to really expand upon that from the previous films. Uh, I was always excited to see my favorite actress, Olivia Williams. She's a great actress, love her. Of course, you haven't seen one of Wes Anderson's greatest film, was it Rushmore? I love her since then, and I was so happy to she was in the show. Uh, yeah, and so a couple of the like minor like students like were very intriguing. The one that like what was it like the mother sphere took away when she was not taking the assignment seriously, and she like told the story about how she cut this one guy's throat and killed her parents like as well. And then and then after that story she laughed because they actually took her life. That was so funny but also very dark. I was like, whoa, what the hell is that? I thought that was really interesting. And of course, you see, and this is where we see Mark Strong's character, right? The other house, right? You see his house, right? I thought that first, Mark Strong, great actor. I mean, he was, I think, a good pick here. You see how this character is almost like, a leader that is following their rules, and you kind of see that with how one of the sisters that is like helping him take care of these like deals. Like this one house person wants to have the marriage so that in exchange he can have the army to go over to Arrakis and to stop the famine and all like the trouble they're doing with the spice production. And you see him not liking it, but he has to do it for the beneficial of his house and all that. So I thought that was really intriguing. And of course you see his children, I guess his kids, and very interesting. I kind of like the trio that we got here for this part of the story. I really like the actress that plays the princess here. That's going to soon go over to the sisterhood. She's really beautiful. I now I have a crush on her. I thought she's gorgeous. She has good chemistry with that other guy. So I'm very curious where her story goes. But yeah, I thought this part was very engaging, just setting us up with these characters that we're going to follow through the next couple episodes.
Thanks, Andres. All right, Cyber.
So the 30-year time jump was a great little jump into the Dune, lore. That was I think a really good idea, that we got kind of a little bit of the past and then we got right into where they wanted to go. So I thought that was really cool. I love that it mentions that this is 10,000 years before Paul Atreides is born. So it's great to know that, this is centuries before he's even around, that we're getting this, this stuff has been going on prior to him being born. So I love that they make sure to mention that right off the get-go, and I appreciated that. The introduction, to Emily Watson as an older, basically leader of the sisterhood is great. She's fantastic. I always enjoy watching her in anything I've seen her in. She's always really good. She plays great characters, and I thought she was a perfect choice for this character because right off the bat, she is amazing as this character. I really enjoy how we get kind of a view of one of the other houses. We get to be introduced to Mark Strong and a few of the people he knows, and his family a little bit. And Mark Strong is one of those characters. He can play all different types of genre and roles. He can play good guys. He can play bad guys. He can be in the middle, and I absolutely love that. And I feel kind of his character in this is kind of in the middle type of characterization. He's not really bad, but at the same time, he is somewhat bad. And at the same time, he wants to be good and do what's right for the people, but he has to do what's good for him too as well. So he's kind of in that middle ground there for his characterization. I love it, and I love where he's taking it and what he's doing with it so far. But this whole section too. Also, I appreciate that they mentioned spice in this section. We get kind of more idea of where the sisterhood is at 30 years later after Emily Watson's character taken over. We get like Andreas mentioned, that one character basically telling that flat out lie about her family and her parents and kind of how she got there. And we kind of see in this little section here too, we see quite a bit of like them performing the tests that they were told they were going to have to do, and to see if they qualify to be a part of the sisterhood. And kind of in the background, along with that gal we were just talking about that made the major lie, that really made you think like, ooh, what's really behind her? What is she really here for? Like, I don't think she's just here to be a part of the sisterhood. Like right off the bat, you realize that. But the other little gal that's in there, that we see kind of struggling, she's going to be an interesting character, I feel, too, because we really kind of get off the bat that they're two polar opposites. She's the one's more fierce, and she's more of like at the other end going, should I really be here type of deal. And I like that contrast because I think it's going to play out interesting in the end. And I think that we'll find out, as time goes on with the episodes, we'll find out more about both of these characters, and that each of them have kind of a certain agenda. And so I think that whole section is done really well. It was fantastic. It didn't bore me at all. It was very entertaining, and it moved right along perfectly. It was great pacing and really solid, HBO series. So great section of the episode as well.
Okay. So where we pick up in the episode is essentially where Empress Natalia sees Valia's motives and opposes the match. A lot of characters in this episode. But Javico requires Raichi's ships to maintain control of Arrakis, only source of the all-important spice. Valia dismisses warnings from Imperial Trusayer Kasha Jinjo, who has unsettling visions about Inez's future. Renewed Imperial soldier Desmond Hart warns Javico about rebellious forces, and Javico indicates his unease about the betrothal. So I'll stop there again, and then we'll wrap up with the end of the final third, I guess, of the episode here after this one. So going back to you, Cyber, what'd you think of the scenes that followed up after that opening and after the 30-year time jump?
So in this section, we pretty much get to see kind of what is kind of going on in between the sisterhood and the One Kingdom that Mark Strong is in charge of. And we get kind of an idea that there's this royal match that's trying to be put together for a, basically kind of a treaty kind of a deal to help with protection from people stealing the spice and the spice trades and stuff like that. and we get kind of a little bit more idea of how the spice, spice has become very popular. It's a very, it's almost like, in our world, cocaine or heroin or, weed or anything like that. That's, something that the drug cartels move out and stuff like that. It's very similar to that kind of concept, is pretty much what spice is. And so we get kind of an idea of, of kind of where the family is at in that aspect. We get introduced to that other ruler, if you want to call him, of another house that's trying to broker the deal with Mark Strong. We get an idea of kind of the gal that's going to be the one that's going to be betrothed to his child that they're trying to put together. We get kind of an idea of, where they're kind of at mentally about the spice trade and kind of the past and dealing with the thinking machines and stuff like that as well. And as it goes back and forth, we get, more information going on over the sisterhood, about kind of what they're dealing with and them taking in new recruits and stuff like that. And kind of the two playing with each other. We get kind of that sequence there a little bit of those two guys I was mentioning earlier. They kind of have a conversation about, how the one there that told the lie, she like right out tells her that was a complete lie. I think you have more intentions than you're saying, and so forth. And she kind of, shows kind of that she has a little bit of cojones, a little bit of balls that we didn't see before. So right there, that kind of sequence, I felt really kind of gave you the idea and kind of pushed forth my idea before that there's more to meets the eye than those two characters, and that we'll see different things down the road. But this sequence, we get to see a few more different ships pop up. We get to find out, a little bit more how, the space trade is kind of in a raw state right now because of these people trying to break off. We get introduced to the sole survivor of one of the crews being jacked. And somehow he survived, even though everyone else was killed. And I thought that was kind of interesting because we definitely get to see later on just where this guy comes from. But he definitely, first off, as soon as he says that he's the only survivor, and then he goes in to tell his story and how this is the real story, I'm like, this guy does not seem under level to me. There's something going on with this guy, and we're going to find out something different about this guy later on. And, as we'll find out, that was true. But I think that this is another solid section of the episode, gives you a lot of great information, introduces a lot more characters. And I think that this section, once again, even though it had a lot of information to give, it did not feel too slow. It did not feel overabundance of stuff. You understood everything, and it was very well edited and done. So great section of the episode as well.
Andres.
Yeah, this is where the plot moves very good, giving us the intricacy and intrigue that we're gonna get. Very intriguing about that soldier that was the last remaining in the of the Arrakis production. So he's very intriguing, and I mean, when we get to the end, it's like, whoa, okay, this is very interesting. We never saw this before. And then you see, the like kind of like the personality of not Olivia Williams, Emily Watson's character, how she's like a very strict kind of person that's following to her mother's superiors like wishes, and she will do anything necessary to like you know prevent this, that will kind of stop the the overall prophecy of what the Susu are doing. And I thought the what do you call it, the ceremony thing with the kid, at first the kid was so like I can't believe they're gonna allow this kid to marry the princess, but whatever, it's always like that, right, in these stories. um it was very funny when you take out this like lizard machine. It was like, okay, and then like everyone was freaking out, and I was like, oh my god. And apparently the machines are outbanned, which is intriguing. I mean, because they're still using technology. That's the one part I was like kind of like, how is that lizard different from like what you're using in your timeline? Like everything is technology. But I mean, whatever. It's the narrative of the story. But that last part when the princess like told the kid, if you ever do that again, you little shit, I'm gonna cut your throat. I was like, what? What the hell? You could. I mean, it was just he's just a kid. He didn't know that was gonna be like offended her mother and like shocked people. I thought that was funny, but also like very kind of like wow, really. So yeah, but and then it shows more of like Mark Strong's character and like where he's at, like as Cyber said before, he's trying to benefit himself as the leader, but also as this house, right, to be strong, as we saw previously in the movies with Oscar Isaac's character when he was trying to, you know, do the production in that in Arrakis. Um and him talking to the soldier was very intriguing, and that I think now that conversation, looking back at it, it kind of hints at what he was kind of talking about and like what happened to him. So but yeah, I thought that was like really intriguing. And just the last note, I it was really cool. One of my favorite shots is when the two siblings were leaving, and you see them in this I guess hover car, and it looks so great. The special effects here was amazing, top notch. Like they're really spending the money here. I really like this world, and hopefully we spend more time with it. But yeah, I thought this section was very engaging and entertaining at the same time.
Okay. So where we left off and where we're at is when I guess I believe it's I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Inez or Ines or something. It's Ynez. I have no idea. I think it's Inez, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna call her that for right now. I don't give a fuck. So fucking sue me, motherfuckers. So Inez has sex with her sword fighting trainer dude, Kieran Atreides, at a nightclub. He's in Atreides and he's sucking to her. Good sex scene. A plus plus.
Except fuck you, Steve from Bumble. Fuck you.
There was no really good female nudity though, so like that was the part that was missing. Desmond suggests to Pruitt that the Sisterhood has unacceptable influence over the Imperium and confesses that he has a special power. He physically burns Pruitt to death, which simultaneously kills Faraway Kasha as well, recalling Raykala's vision to the horrified Valia. And that is the end of the episode. So, Andres, your thoughts, sir?
Okay, so for the most part, I was hooked on the show until the ending. The ending is where I was like, yes, okay, come on, let's go. So we got Mark Strong waking up, and he got, I guess he had some sense that something's really wrong about the soldier. We see him like replaying the aftermath of the attack of the production, right, from his house in Arrakis, and it reveals that somehow he survived and like controlled the sandworm in Arrakis. I guess in that shot, it was very unclear. Uh, that's what happened, and because at the same time you see him talking to the kid that was supposed to marry his daughter, right? Uh, because the kid has the lizard thing, and then slowly he's kind of like talking about the sisterhood, how he's being uncontrolled with them, and then slowly everything had to be sacrificed, and I was like, what's going on here? And then the kid starts to burn. I was like, what the hell? And like the creature disappeared. I was like, what happened? And he does this like Xavier thing here. It's like the kid, like, I mean, I like and we got two deaths here. We got this kid, and then the other sister that hi Raph, how you doing? Thank you for coming. uh and the sister over to the sisterhood like palace also gets burned. And I mean, I was like, what the heck is happening here? And like, so this guy, what is like a empath, like similar to, I guess, to the sister, like I with abilities, and that's like really cool. So, and I guess he's gonna influence Mark Strong's character to like overturn them, maybe overturn his house to be more powerful. Um, so I was like, wow, that was really cool. And I agree with you, Jeff. I love the sex scene. It was great. I was like, when the guy's like, no, we cannot do this. And it's like, and then she like did the great thing of like, well, it's my last time being free and all that. It's like, come on, like one, let's do it. And he did. And like, of course, she grabbed the crutch and like, we were on. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Um, but yeah, fantastic end to the episode. I thought it was spectacular. I saw the preview. I'm very excited about it. The next couple of weeks, and I highly recommend watching this episode. I think it really gets you hooked onto the series right away, which is good. Production and music and performances were all top notch for this first episode. So I really enjoy it.
Okay, Cyber.
All right. So the end of the episode. So yeah, let's talk about that wonderful little sex scene. First off, they were like pretty much fully clothed except for him being shirtless. So I didn't understand how she hopped up on him and was supposedly riding him when his pants were his skirt was basically still on. And she was still fully clothed. So I that was just probably the biggest disappointment for me in the episode too, as well. I just thought that looked stupid as hell. I'm like, if you're gonna do a sex scene, make it seem like a sex scene. Don't make it look like that. So I was a little disappointed.
That was like Skinemax porn, Cyber.
That was even less than Skinemax porn, sir. That was more like watching a sex scene on ABC or CBS on a TV 14 show. That was pretty lame. I was like, huh? And even them like snorting the spice was funny too, as well. To trying to make it seem like, oh, so illegal. And I just was disappointed. Like I was suspecting a little more out of that it was gonna be a little better. But definitely that felt completely like something, somebody that has a completely other agenda would be doing with an Atreides. So I think that worked out good. Otherwise, I thought story-wise it was a good idea. But this section, we get the wedding sequence, we get the I don't know how old that kid is supposed to be, if he's like 12, 10, 8. I don't know how old this kid is supposed to be. And I'm not sure if that even is like a child actor, or if that was like somebody with, like a dwarfism of some sort. I'm not even sure. I didn't look it up, but that kid that plays him, I thought he did a pretty decent job. And I was like thinking of myself, I'm like, they're having this person marry this person, and like he looks like he's maybe 10 and she looks like she's probably like 18, maybe 20 max, maybe. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, well, they're keeping straight to lore here very well, with how other countries are with that kind of stuff. And I thought that was kind of interesting that they were having kind of that another marriage type of thing have to happen to like get truce or help from another house to be able to help out with their current situation, and which is works out really well. I thought that was very interesting how they did the wedding and everything, and that outfit that the girl was wearing, that like mask thing, and then that thing they were putting on her for like the dress and stuff. I thought that was kind of interesting. But between that going back and forth, with the sisterhood again, we get some great information from the sisterhood, kind of what they're thinking and stuff as this stuff is going on, this kind of like bonding and everything. That was interesting. And even we get to see like, Mother Superior and kind of like some of the things that she's doing to kind of like keep the coven basically moving in certain directions, like that, keeping that in power. And we even see at this section of the episode, she makes it known, I was the one that was, picked by our former Mother Superior to lead the coven, basically, and lead the sisterhood and stuff like that. So once again, her kind of exercising that power she did at the beginning of the episode, showing that she's the one that's supposed to be the lead. I thought that was kind of interesting. We get kind of that interesting kind of interlocking where there's a thinking machine that pops up at this sequence too. That's like a lizard, like a little toy almost, that is like a round ball, but then turns into that little lizard, which I thought was really cool. I thought that was super awesome. And so when they started making a big fuss about this little tiny thinking machine, I'm like, dude, that's a freaking toy. What are you guys worried about? That you're afraid that thing's going to take over compared to the robots you saw at the beginning of the episode that were like 100 feet tall? I'm like, that's a little tiny. It's like this big. Like, it's not going to hurt anybody. Come on. So it's like them freaking out about it kind of cracked me up. And I was like, I'm like, you guys are crazy. And but still, that the detail in the CGI that they did for that was so amazing and so well done. And you know, the girl kind of protecting the boy, I thought was kind of interesting. But then afterwards, her, you know, saying, if you ever pull something like that again, I'll kill you myself. I was like cracking up, like, Jesus Christ, lady. You guys aren't even married and you're already giving ultimatums. Jesus Christ. I'm like, this is a marriage in paradise, isn't it? And so I thought that was kind of interesting as well. And I liked how the father of the boy, like how he was like, it's just a little toy. And everyone's like freaking out and everything like that, which cracked me up. And I like that guy's like demeanor and how every time he's like, so to help you, you have to help me type of deal. It's totally something I feel an Aristocat would, you know, do. And like what a like somebody that's like fully in charge, like is a king or a queen or whatever, is definitely how they think. And I think that was played perfectly by that actor. And he did a great job with that, giving us this kind of like despicable character that you probably down the road, you're just gonna be like, I hate this dude. I hope he dies, like kind of deal. And so then, you know, of course, we kind of find out the true nature of the survivor of that accident, of that convoy, and he ends up killing the kid. And you're just like, holy shit, they just killed the kid. I'm like, holy fuck, right off the bat. I'm like, damn, we're killing everyone off in this beginning episode. I'm like, wow, they're really getting into it. I'm like, this is great. And how he kills them is like, I'm like, holy shit, he's like burning alive. I'm like, oh, I'm like, that would be very painful. I would not want to die like that. And so I thought that was kind of interesting that they killed that kid right off, showing kind of his true colors. Like there's more to him. As like I was saying before, I thought definitely there's something more mysterious to this guy than we know. And it definitely proved at this very end of this episode. But then that one coven sister that ends up dying too, that's feeling the same effects from the kid. I was like, oh, this is even weirder. I'm like, what the hell? Because as we saw a little bit earlier, we saw kind of her having that premonition of her and I think it was supposed to be that the girl that's supposed to get married to the kid. And they're like upside down almost, like she's up on top upside down and she's like there, and they crash kind of like in the dream sequence. And I thought that was really interesting and really cool too as well. And shows kind of that, you know, that particular sister, her time was coming basically. And so I think that was kind of interesting how they you know, like I said, once again, they're killing off quite a few characters right away. So really well done ending. I thought was really fantastic, really fun, and I think a solid ending to this first episode with, you know, showing the, you know, Mother Superior going, I hear you, Mother. I hear you, Mother.
Yeah, really good episode. I'd say I probably would give this first episode maybe a 8.5 because this was really good, but I don't want to get too high up with my rating too quickly. What do you think, Andres? What's your rating for the episode?
Tough one. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a good pilot. Like, it did everything right for a pilot, because sometimes pilots don't like straight away hook you in. Sometimes with the series, I thought this one did for me, because I'm not a big Dune fan, so this is all new to me, to this universe. I liked the first two, so I was very concerned about this, you know, prequel show. So so far it's in the right path. It's the right start for me. So yeah, a 9 out of 10.
Cyber.
I think this was a fantastic first episode. I got to give it a 10 out of 10. It entertained me, it had great visuals, and it was a really great start. So I have to give it a solid 10 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Looking forward. I mean, I watched one review on YouTube that I think it was heavy spoilers or something like that kind of threw some shade at episode 1, but I thought it was a great episode. Definitely makes watching the rest of the series feel like a really good move right now. But all right, guys, that is our review of the first episode of Dune Prophecy. So Andre's a pop culture guy, sir. Let's do our plugs and we'll get out of here.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. This is Andreas, Pop Culture Guy. Just recently posted my No Time to Die movie tribute. Check that out. I did new shorts. It's pretty much another James Bond related theme. I did a couple of scenes of our favorite Hitchman, Jaws, in the fantastic Roger Moore film, The Spy Who Loved Me. Check it out. There's 8 shorts there, doing very well, very shockingly. So that risk did pay off. So, live stream the next Sunday is going to be half bake. Just let you know. Wednesday I have a live stream recap on Superman Lois episode 7. So I wanted to talk about that. And this week I got a couple projects up. Tomorrow I'm going to have my No Time to Dine retrospective / review. And yeah, that's where I'm at. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And yeah, it was good to talk. It was great to see you guys again.
Always good to see you too, sir. Cyber, what's going on over at Cyberneticshark?
So as always, people, if you enjoy my content, you can definitely check it out. You can find me on my solo content under Cyberneticshark. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, Threads, pretty much anywhere there's a social media platform, I am there, so they can definitely check that stuff out. You can see there my most recent review there. I just put up Saturday night, my review on that film, which is basically about the very first episode of Saturday Night Live that aired on October 11th, 1975. And basically, it's a great film directed by Jason Reitman. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend check out the review on it. Really fun film. It was really done well. Great cast. And just overall, it was a really fun film. As you can see there, my most recent trailer reaction, of course, is for Moana 2, which comes out at the end of this month. If you haven't seen that trailer reaction, definitely check it out. For my shorts, I did recently, I believe it was for the last couple movies I saw, Red One and the other one there, Here, and Heretic. If you haven't seen those shorts yet, definitely check those out too. Be having more trailer reactions and stuff for you up, guys, soon. Keep an eye out for that stuff. Most definitely keep on trucking, keep on checking us out, keep on watching the MCU's Bleeding Edge. And thank you for all those that do watch the MCU's Bleeding Edge. You guys are rocking it. And keep on subscribing, people. Keep us going and keep help support us. And you guys are just rocking it. And we want to thank you all. Very good job, guys.
There you go. Red One. I don't think I'll be seeing that in theaters, but I'm glad that you did, Cyber. I'm sure it was probably entertaining.
Yep. If you like any of the 2 new Jumanji films, you'll like Red One.
I didn't watch the Jumanji films.
It's very good. The first one's good.
Yeah, I think I watched a little bit of the Jumanji movies are the ones that had that chick that played Nebula in them, right?
Yeah.
Carrying
Jillian.
That's what I thought. Did you guys hear that that female Olympic female boxer turned out to be a dude? Like everyone thought she was a dude, and now it turns out she is a dude. The one that hit the chick so hard that the chick quit the match after like 45 seconds because she got hit so hard.
No, this is all new to me.
That's old news. They already knew that back then when that happened.
That was a man looking. That was a man looking bitch, bro.
Oh my God.
Seriously, that was a man looking bitch.
Yep. 100%. You could
There
totally
you go,
tell.
folks.
There was.
There you go, folks. It was a big old man bitch. You know,
Oh, God.
God bless you all. Thank you very much for supporting the MCU'S Bleeding Edge, like Cyber said, and support the man bitch too. She needs some love too. And we're out of here. We'll see you on Friday for what's our movie review on Friday, Cyber?
Primal Fear.
Primal Fear. Oh, Primal Fear. There you go. All right, guys. Like Andre said, good show. And we'll see everybody later. Peace.